slow as he possibly can. There's Tubbo. Come on, Tubbo. Where are we going?
The house.
Where are we going?
Watseka, Illinois.
What's the house called?
The Roff House.
Roff House.
Yeah.
Watseka Wonder House.
Yeah. So right now we're going into Watseka, Illinois for the evening investigation into the Roff House. About an hour-long drive. We'll be there from 8 to 11.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta work at 6 a.m.
Toughen it up, Buttercup.
He told me it wasn't this day. He told me it was a different day, so I wasn't planning for this.
I got my dates confused.
Shocker. Anyway, we're going to Watseka Wonder, where the first documented
case of demonic possession in Illinois.
Yep. So
We're going to be going hunting with Bob Anderson. He has a podcast too. I can't think of the name of it though.
So we are going to be taking little videos and pictures of all tonight to show on one of the future episodes coming up.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. We're about an hour out.
He actually remembers the early 2000s, and actually the early 1900s, 18, 17, and probably 1600s.
You think that's a joke too? I can already tell.
Huh? I know it's not.
No, not you.
I know them.
Yeah, it's like 100%. They think it's a joke.
All 4 people watching.
Yeah.
Soon to, and then 400, then 4,000, and then 4 million.
Yep. So we'll see you when we get there. Okay, so we are on episode 3 of our Eerie Encounter series. This one, as we mentioned in the last one, we are going to be talking about our stay for about 5 hours at the Roff House, aka the Watseka Wonder House. As we mentioned in the last episode, if you have not seen you're going to want to see the Gypsy one or listen to the Gypsy one first, because there's something kind of relevant in this one. It's not a necessity, but you might want to just so you're not like completely lost in the loop. And what do you have to say to start us off?
I would strongly suggest they watch that, because a lot of the things that you'll hear us talk about in episode 2, you see translate into the trip in episode 3. You'll hear similar names, things like that. But no, the house is in Watseka, Illinois. It was born in it was built. It was built.
Yes,
he was born in the 1850s, but no, it was built in the 1850s in Watseka, Illinois, and so they're famous for the first documented case of possession in the state of Illinois. So that's where we were for about 5 hours, and we investigated with about 16 other people there. We had ended up doing our own thing, which I liked better, because the more people you get involved, the less talkative I feel like things become, and the more clustered the energy becomes.
Definitely, 100%. When I thought, I was under the impression it would be just us and like eight other people,
which was what I was under the impression of as well.
So then when we got there and they said, "Oh, we're just waiting for a couple more people to show up," and we walk into a foyer that is filled with people, I was under the impression there was going to be like 5, 10, like at most like 10 other people with us, and people just kept pulling up. And they would say, "All right, we're just waiting on a few more people," and people would continue to pull up.
The investigation started. It was supposed to start at 8, and by the time him and I ended up going our own separate way. Like, we didn't want to be around all the people, so we ended up going our own separate way. We went upstairs first, and I'd say we spent probably a good hour upstairs first. There's, 4 bedrooms up there, or 5?
There was, I think, 4 tentacle bedrooms, and then it had another one that could kind of be. It was kind of like an upstairs living room type thing. It was weird, but so our actual arrival, we got there about 7:30, and the person waiting outside to greet us the person waiting outside to greet us. We're not going to name names, but has been on TV and has his own podcast, and so we were excited at first to work with that until we discovered that this guy had like absolutely absolutely no clue what he was doing about anything, and we will describe more of that as we get into it.
Now, to his point, we didn't spend too much time with him. We did our own thing, but it didn't seem like he was as involved as he could have been. And then what rubbed me the wrong way was we had one person under Estes, and it was his first time, and he says, "Well, how?"
Wait, I know what you're going with. Let's pause that. That'll work its way into it, because that's like closer to the
Maybe
end
if
of the
I got
night.
the notes, I maybe if I got the
That's-
notes,
that's-
I'd know. Go on.
That's a little closer to the end of the. It's a coffee clock. It's a coffee clock.
It is a coffee clock.
I've never noticed that
It's
before.
not a cuckoo clock. It's a coffee clock.
I have never noticed that before. There's a coffee clock in here. Anyway. Anyway, so we had just gotten there. We talked a little bit to the guy, and he seemed somewhat decent in what he knew until we discovered that he had absolutely no clue about anything that he was doing. And so he kind of wanted to be like the leader of the tour scene, is how he has his own podcast, and he has been on TV. He made a big deal about how he's been on TV and he's a ghost hunter who's also a comedian. And he made a big deal about that, which it turned out he was more of a comedian than anything else, because what he thought was serious would turn out to be the joke. But quickly we separated from him because he wanted to walk everyone around the house and kind of be the leader. We separated almost right away, and I don't regret that a bit.
Okay, so the first thing we did was we went upstairs and we took the EMF all around and honestly didn't get much of anything. But there were so many other people in the house downstairs, noise everywhere. Well, we just decided to do it in one of the bedrooms, so we had turned the lights off and shut the door, and then Sam had...
Keep in mind here, we did not do research into this house. We didn't know absolutely anything about the details of the house. We had no names. We didn't know when it was built. We knew nothing. We wanted to go into it completely blank.
We had the most basic of information, but as far as names go, history, nothing. So the first place we went under was up in the upstairs bedroom, and not too much of anything. And then after that, we decided more and more people started to come up to the upstairs level, and so we decided to go downstairs, and then actually, no. We actually went to the second bedroom with that because that's when we went outside. So the first bedroom we were in, it was just me and Sam, and there was nothing really in there. Well, then my cousin Sierra and Tristan wanted to go under Estes with us, so we took them into the other bedroom, and we really started to get a lot of activity in there. Sam was under, I was asking the questions, and it was very malicious towards Tristan. It was very malicious towards his mom, Destiny. It called Destiny called Tristan a
That was her son?
yeah. So in that bedroom, Tristan was getting his hands touched and the back of his neck touched. Destiny was getting touched. Tristan felt pins and needles in his hand, like a burning sensation.
Speaking of which, as you already said, we did not have any EMF activity at all until I went under and Tristan was holding it. It stayed on red.
And now, the EMF reader in this house was more active than any time we've ever been to Gypsy's. He's talking steadily on red.
But it did not start that way. The first time we separated from everyone, we walked through the house and there was nothing. Music box was dead, nothing going off. The cat balls were dead. The EMF was dead. We weren't getting nothing, not a thing. Now, we did take a few short videos, which the owner said, which we'll get more into later. He said it's really reactive to audio files. I have not completely gone through the videos yet, but we're going to put a little about half hour of just what we regularly call it, just so you can kind of see the house on YouTube on the same channel that this podcast is available on. That video should be out about an hour after this goes up, so feel free to check that out. And I encourage you in some parts to check that out first, because there's going to be some stuff we might be kind of spoiling here, which we'll get to that later. Where are we right now?
So we're in the Roff House. It was built in 1866. And right now we're upstairs, and Sam, if you want to take him on a little tour, there's 4 different rooms up here.
Actually, a whole tour going on downstairs, but we thought with that many people around, there wouldn't be like a whole lot that we would be getting, so we came up to do a little bit of our own before they came up here.
So far, we haven't got anything.
And when they come up here, we're gonna go.
But you can see a lot of it is.
Oh, we got the music box set up in that room. We got the music box set up there too. So,
So if we hear that go off,
yeah, we'll know something's up.
nobody else was up here with us.
Yeah, we're all alone.
Watch your step.
There's a stairway that leads down to the kitchen.
It is not the stairway to heaven.
It's a.
The downstairs is very pretty. It's all from the time period.
And when they come up here, we're gonna go down there and look.
But we've been through every room so far, and I haven't gotten a spike or anything yet.
It's all very well done though, and authentic still, except for the rain. How do you open these blinds? Or is that even... Okay. I don't know if you heard that, but that was interesting. Teddy, you a vampire?
Yes. So, not too much activity. The most danger we're in are from these drop-down steps.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Now the music box has not gone off, or at least it hasn't sounded like it's gone off. So that means if we're asking questions, it'll be pretty often.
Who the hell puts carpet in the bathroom?
My grandparents did.
Of course they did.
Now the music box has not gone off yet, which means if we're asking questions and it's actually going off, we know it's really going off, because it's not going off now. It's a pretty interesting place. I will give it that.
Now, if any of you have seen the movie The Possession, this is the house that movie is based off of.
That is the... That's like you go down to get in the shower. Oh, that's disturbing. Look behind you.
Whoa.
Look at this.
No, I don't like that.
No, neither do I.
Ow! What in the hell?
Oh, that's not even down. That's just
Who the hell's supposed to shower in this?
Mikey, a midget. There's a bug.
Man, I couldn't even. There'd be no way.
Wait, I'm gonna zoom out for a size comparison here.
Hold on.
Don't get in
I
it.
don't even want to get
No,
into that.
you'll fall to the bottom of the.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
There'd be no way.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go check how our music box is doing. Obviously, it has not gone off yet. We'll start recording again if something does go off here. Hey, Teddy.
What?
I don't like that.
So, we started to get a lot of activity in there, and I asked Tristan and Destiny, after everything, are you guys, Christian? And both of them right away said no. And then for those of you watching right now, if you believe in ghosts and demons, you have to believe in God as well, because demons aren't a man-made creation. They're, they were getting called out a lot in that bedroom, a lot. And then the entire time the EMF reader is spiking. I mean, it didn't leave red. Well, then Sierra ended up getting a little nervous and left, and then we kept on having people walk through the room we were in. And we had asked, do you want us to go back outside? Because we had been out for a cigarette break earlier, but not too much out there, a little bit. So,
Not me, by the way, because I value my lungs.
Irrelevant. So, we finished up in there and we went outside, and out there was by far the most active that his music box has ever been. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about that.
For the record, we were out there first before we had ever entered the house. We set it up on a little table, and there was a black cat, which people would feed at the house. And it would go off whenever the cat would not really approach it, because, it's a motion sensor thing, but the cat would just kind of like be around, and whenever we made a question about the cat, it would go off. But when we took it back outside, so there was like this little patio, and there was a table in the middle of the patio, and at first we just had it sat there, facing the house, and we weren't getting much. But then we decided to make it a little more broad, so we went. Because the patio where it came out, the house still kind of extended on the side, so there was a good corner where you could get the entire patio. So I set the music box in that corner, and I wish we had gotten footage of it. If we go back, we definitely will. When we go back, we definitely will. But I put the music box in the corner so it faces the entire patio. It's between two walls of the house on the outside. And from then on, any yes or no question we asked, it would get answered, and it would get answered accurately.
And at first, when we were first out there, we didn't know. We were just trying to communicate with whatever wanted to talk to us.
This is relevant for a minute too. When I was under, before it told us to come outside, of course we were getting a variety of stuff, but we got the name Mary. Just remember that.
Yep. Now, one of the names we got outside was Abigail. And then you had heard us talk earlier about watching episode 2 of Gypsies. That's one of the names we get every time that we're in Gypsy's graveyard is Abigail. And I says, did you follow us here from Gypsy's graveyard? And that music box went off. And then after this, my cousin Sheree came out, and she was the one doing the investigation, like she had put it together. And that's when I had asked her about the story to the house, and she started telling.
And that is the last time the music box was quiet for that night.
Yes. As soon as she started telling the story about this house. As soon as she started telling us the story about this house, that music box started going off and did not stop. So, background history behind the house. So,
I was gonna say keep it a little bit limited, because when the guy tells the story, that's what we're gonna use that for, like when the actual owner told the entire story. But she gave us a very brief history,
and I'll paraphrase that. So. House was built in the 1850s. Mary Roff was the daughter of the homesteaders, and they were spiritualists. Well, Mary Roff started showing signs of mania. She was a cutter, had episodes of mental illness, fits, and seizures.
Was Mary the daughter who had passed, or was she the...
Mary was the daughter who had passed.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I thought she was the one who took possession. No, the other girl.
Mary. So
okay, yeah, never mind.
So Mary was the Roth family was spiritualists. They had done seances in the house and things like that. Well, while Mary was dealing with all of her fits of mania, as they did with a lot of women back in those days, she was put into a sanitarium, and she made it out of the sanitarium. And she ended up, everything was fine for a little bit, but then she ended up relapsing into her episodes, and she ended up passing away. So she passes away, and, the family's devastated, obviously. Well, then the family hears word from across town in Watseka about the girl named Lorenzi. and she was showing signs very similar to what their daughter Mary was going through. And having had to put their daughter into a sanitarium, they didn't want to have that to happen to another girl. So they actually let her move into their house. And that's the part where everything starts to take off with signs of possession and just eerie occurrences, her knowing things that she could never know. And it ends up finding out that she's possessed by the spirit of Mary. Lorenzi's soul is in heaven getting healed, which that's a whole nother topic we'll discuss. I don't agree with that or believe in that.
We're going to talk about that in about 15-ish minutes because it's part of the storyline of the whole night.
Yes. So the story is Mary possessed Lorenzi, but it's not a possession in the sense of the necessarily demonic kind.
It's not what you would see in one of the movies in The Exorcist. It was supposed to be portrayed as a more peaceful one so the girl could live with her family while being healthy, which that's more the story that we're going to get into in about a little bit closer to the end when we find out more stuff. So like I said, we didn't know anything about the house or the history, and when we were when I first went under, that's when people started kind of like joining us and was like, oh, they know what they're doing. All right, we want to stick around here, and we got the name Mary. And then when we were told that by Cherie, I didn't know I got that name because I wasn't told yet. And when you're out, you don't remember it. And that's when Teddy made a comment about it, and the music box lost its mind.
I had asked Cherie, I said, who's Mary? Because we kept getting that name, and then Cherie said that was the name of the daughter who had passed away that was possessing the girl from across town. And I mean, that music box just never stopped.
And it was worth noting when she came around the corner, because like we were just kind of showing her how it worked. When we were first asking the music box questions, we were like 10, 15 feet away. When she came around the corner, we went to walk like to the other side of the house. We were more about like 50, 60 feet away. And we were whispering questions, and it was still like consistently answering us. And it was doing yes or no, even if she would ask questions. But it was the moment she started telling the story until she stopped that thing would not shut off.
And there was no room for error as far as false hits go on that music box, because it was put up in a way that nothing's going to go in front of it.
Like we say, like when we set up at the cemetery, like the video you saw in our very first episode, like we know that was real because it had like the EMF reader and stuff freaking out too. But like at the same time, it's outside. You can see like the leaves and stuff maybe moving in front of it, causing some. We set up in an empty quarter of a patio where nothing was around and nothing would have been able to set it off. So it was like there was definitely something there setting it off. So we go in and we go to, like I said, there's 4 bedrooms upstairs with a ridiculously small shower in one of the bathrooms. Yeah, the picture is right here. This is the scale of him standing next to it. We didn't really get anything in there, but we also didn't try. But it was worth noting. I don't see. Yeah.
I was more scared of that tub than anything else in that house.
Actually, not true, because when we first split up, one of the first things we were going to do was go down to the basement, and I stepped on. I walked down those stairs. And I said. And you guys know, if you've seen the YouTube that I told you watched, Ted Swift, the Cherry Story, you know that I don't give any regards for his personal safety. But I told him, do not get on these stairs. And so I go down there to look for some. It was dead in the basement, by the way. There was absolutely nothing. But he goes, I want to come down. So he goes to start to make his way down. And I look under the stairs and I see that there's nothing supporting it. There's no beams. There's no nothing. It's about a 3-inch piece of plywood with about 6 feet of emptiness under it. And it gave way when I stepped on the bottom one. I did not want to witness that. No.
And usually I'm the kind of person like, oh, I'll take my chances. But I think that was the first time I ever saw you show genuine concern, and that concerned me in of itself. So I figured I should probably listen to you.
So that's what he was more scared of, but he was more scared of that than the shower. But the shower is a very, very close second to that whole thing.
Yes.
He definitely would not trust the shower. But so we went into another bedroom, and it was still kind of when we were alone. We didn't get footage of this one, but we set up the music box in the corner. We set up cat balls. I went to lay on the bed. He was sitting in a corner in a chair where the music box was, and we set up a couple cat balls, one right by my head on the bed, and one on a dresser by the bed, and one on the completely opposite side of the room. So I went under to ask, and I was getting like normal questions and stuff, and then all of a sudden I heard like three things happened at once, and one of them was him and his. I can't say that. One of them was him dropping something, which made it through my headphones, and that freaked me out because it was loud as in itself. But then I also heard through the headphones, through the spirit box, what sounded like it was coming from downstairs, which there was people in there, but no one who would have sounded like this. I heard what sounded like a man screaming. Do you remember the words I said? I don't remember the words. I think it was something like leave, get out. It was something kind of like that. And I heard a girl screaming, and it was coming through the spirit box. And then I ripped
Was it just you and me in there? Was anybody else
it was
with
just
us?
me. It was when we were in the one where the guy said he saw the eyes out the window, that bedroom.
Oh,
before we recorded anything.
yeah.
Now what?
The guy had walked in and...
No, not that one. Not the one where the window. No, the one on the more far side where the room that was attached where they were in doing their own thing. Oh, okay. When we were in that one, we were completely on the one closest to the stairs. And when I had heard that screaming, I ripped the headphones off because I've never done that with this. But this is one where I ripped off because not only did I get the sounds of the voices, but I also had the bang, which turned out to be him, so I wasn't really worried about that. But it was also when I got like a wave of like the pins and needles that you mentioned earlier all over my hands, and it wasn't from falling asleep because like nothing's restricting the blood flow to my hands. It's like there was no explanation. I was doing nothing different than I do the hundreds other times I go under, and it was just like a wave of that vasoconstriction, and it was weird.
It's the only time that out of everywhere we've been and done that it's actually been physical.
I quickly came out of that, and it was just an odd feeling. And the house, it was never pure silence because there was always people going around in it. But there was another bit that we took. But we'll get to that in a minute. After that, we went downstairs because we were waiting for the actual owner to arrive and tell us more about the history of the place. We were waiting for the actual owner to arrive to tell us more about the history of the place. And when we were, there was a big group. I wouldn't say it was everyone who was there, but about 10 people were sitting in the parlor and taking turns going under Estes, which is incredibly stupid as it is, the way they were doing it. We set up the music box in front of them. And keep in mind, the guy like doing the actual tour, like I said,
he just didn't want to seem very involved. And
no way. He seemed more of an idiot in terms of he didn't know what he was doing. And the way I say this is because the first time we went, like we separated, we went to this bedroom, and I don't remember her name, but one of the girls followed us, and she saw us like get set up for us, just turn out the lights, everything. She was like, "Oh, these people actually like they know what they're doing." And so she went and told everybody, so everybody started copying us.
You know that was his girlfriend, right? That was the dude's girlfriend. In the parlor with us when everybody was under?
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the one who was there with when Tristan was in there.
Oh, Sierra.
Yeah, her. And so she started going off and telling everybody else what we were doing, and they were just kind of copying us because they clearly had no clue what the hell they were doing.
I think they were more interested in the fact that, like, oh, they're actually doing something. This other guy's just walking around the house doing nothing.
And he didn't even seem like he couldn't even like tour it like on a regular tour, not even a ghost part. He didn't seem like he knew anything about it.
There was no introduction of equipment or anything. Like I don't have anything wrong against the guy. I mean, it's just like
I do. And for one thing I have is under his name, he has an upside down cross for his T.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Anyway, so people started copying us. Well, we come back downstairs and they're sitting in the parlor and they're just taking turns going under and they're using it. It kind of seemed like they were more using it as a game, like, oh, who can get the more answers? And they weren't really. They were trying to come off like they were taking it seriously, but they were just wanting to get answers. And they were just messing around.
When you jumped in, they started taking it more seriously.
Yeah, because I had to jump in.
You know, they realized, you know, like this isn't a game. So, and they went from not getting anything to, well, now they're starting to get answers. And then so,
which one of them did question. One of them looked at me. I think it was Destiny, and she just goes, "Are you a medium?" And I go, "I don't know. Probably not." Because, but it's because I approach it more serious. I don't sit there like, all right, guys, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see who gets scared the most and who's gonna bow out first. Because that's.
It's not about getting scared. It's about learning.
And speaking of which, like I said, they had absolutely no clue with what they were doing because they didn't have blindfolds and nothing. I find out later they just go, oh well, we were just taking turns closing our eyes, and I was like. Oh, like maybe that's why you're not getting anything, you idiot.
So out of everybody that went under there at that in the parlor, I would say again Tristan, and he was who was getting screwed with up in the bedroom.
He didn't get any answers, but it was talking to us through the music box.
Yes,
more.
yes.
Because like I said, we had set up in the music box when he went under. We would ask the music box, "Do you want anyone to be under?" And it would stay silent, which means no. Do you want us to take everybody out? And it would go off, yes. And instead of just being done with it, they would hand it to the next person. And it would be like, all right, your turn. And I could tell that was like, you don't do that. You don't.
Now, so Tristan's, under, and he's actually doing it correctly. He's blindfolded, and I thought you gave him the blindfold to use.
I didn't know they didn't have one. I until.
Well, anyway, so the gentleman that was supposed to be running the investigation comes in there and, oh, is this his first time under? And they said, yeah, how long's he been under? Oh, about 5 minutes. And that's too long. You're opening yourself up to too much dark energy. There's too much dark energy already in this room.
If you've ever been under, 5 minutes is nothing. And if you're being that bothered, you pull yourself out. You have to have that enough,
it takes that long just to get yourself into that state of consciousness to.
Yeah, it does. And then, so then they took him out, and then someone asked the thing, oh, do you want Sam to go back under? And the music box went off. So I go under, and I set up, and I'm actually doing it how I'm supposed to. And I start getting answers, and I get like 3 things, and the guy already taps me out, and he's like, oh, the owner's here, and he goes, we need to disperse anyway because there's way too much dark energy in here. And he had just walked in, and he had like no clue. He just walked in, and it was obviously he just like wanted control of the situation. He wanted to be the one in charge. He wanted to be like the center of the operation. So he was like, oh, everybody stop with him. I hate that guy. Anyway, the owner gets there. We go to sit in the parlor, and we hear the full story about the house.
The Roff family invites the girl from across town, Lorenzi, to move in with them. Well, during one of her fits, she says that Lorenzi's soul is in heaven getting repaired, and I'm here while that's happening. She said that her name was Mary. It was their daughter Mary occupying the body of Lorenzi.
Now, I also want to throw in with this too. They mentioned before, because they said they had a bunch of mediums talking to her, the girl and stuff, and it was supposedly while the girl was in heaven getting her soul fixed, it was basically a body that's just empty of a soul that was a vessel for anything to come in and fill its spot. And so they said there was a few other spirits here and there that would just come in and take its place and then go off and do its own thing. But the longest occupant was Mary, which it wasn't. We'll get into that in a minute.
So what was strange was, she showed signs of precognition. She would know things, they had never met the family or anything. They had never met, but she knew things that only Mary or that family would know. And at one time they had somebody come and ask her, who all from the family has died that's in heaven. And they named off a bunch of names, and every single name was right except for the last name. Well, then come to find out that the mother had brought that up to the daughter, their other daughter, and her daughter said, well, I've never told you guys this, but the last name she gave was a name we were going to give to our child who we miscarried. So they had miscarried a child and never told anybody.
And keep in mind, I don't. Keep in mind, this wasn't necessarily anyone directly related to the family. It was one of Mary's, when Mary was alive, her childhood friends that had, it was one of Mary's childhood friends that had grown up and was like, okay, so you've been around my family long enough, you would know who is here and who isn't. So that's where it came off. It wasn't anyone directly related to the family, which was supposed to, like, the fact that it was a friend be more confirmation, because the rest of the family knew nothing, like, not as much about the friend as Mary did. So basically, when they found out it was Mary, she had to get off the phone. after they determined that it was, or so they say, actually Mary, which, like I said, we'll discuss our thoughts more on that after the story. They said, and a little bit more specific, because this was kind of skipped over. The way Mary died was she came down for breakfast one morning. She was 18, and everything seemed to have been fine. But when she went upstairs, they heard a scream, and it turned out she had had a seizure. And by the time the parents got upstairs, she was just sprawled on the bed, and she was already dead. And so they never really got a chance to say goodbye or anything. Now the deal with Mary being in this body now was so Lorenzi's soul's in heaven. It'll be done being repaired in 100 days. So we'll pick a date, and that's the day that you can actually say goodbye to me being Mary, and Lorenzi will come back, and the family was like, yeah, that's a good deal. So Mary lived there for the 100 days. I think they said May 21st was the date. Because it was somewhere around February when it started. And so May 21st came, and the parents got to actually say goodbye to their daughter, or Mary. And it was supposed to be the owner was calling it a peaceful possession in comparison to one you would see in The Exorcist. So they got the 100 days to spend with their daughter. And keep in mind, they said it was the best health, because when she was alive, she was never in a good health to really do anything with her life. So they got to have 100 real days in good health. They didn't have to worry about anything. And they got the date. May 21st came, and not relevant, but I just saw the date on here is October 21st when we're recording this. 21st, yay. Anyway, May 21st came. They said goodbye to her, and then apparently she fell asleep, and then when she woke up, Lorenzi's soul was back in the body.
And then Lorenzi she never had any more fits ever since that, and she actually went on to live to be 96 and have 11 kids.
Which, we went to the house the 18th or 17th. We went to the house on the 17th of October, and they say on Halloween night, 2 of Lorenzi's grandchildren, because it
relatives,
took place, direct descendant. Which the house being built in 1860, it wasn't. I don't think any of this actually took place till they said 1940, because they were talking about the war. It was directly before the war. The
Civil War. The Civil War had just ended. Because it was the house was built just after the Civil War, he was saying.
Yeah, but then and that's around the time when Mary died. But it was years and years later before because it was their friend who had the daughter, remember? And that's the one that became the empty vessel.
You guys will meet the owner when we do the overnight investigation with just us.
Yeah, and you'll be able to hear the story a little more clearly. But it was pretty good years later. So it's I think the grandchildren or great grandchildren directly to Lorenzi, who are going to be on the house on Halloween to do a tour, which we're not going to that because we want the house more private when we go. But we are returning to the house, which we'll talk about that more in a minute too. So that was basically the story. There was a little more to it than that, obviously, but we'll when we go back to stay there, we'll tell you more. We're going to be taking Lisa, Mikey, Oliver, and so the group that you, of course, know by now from the Gypsy episode in the first one. Now, after that, it was already about the actual house stay was supposed to be between 8 and 11. The guy didn't finish telling the story till about 11:15, and he just let us stay for however long we really wanted to. And so after that, we went outside to talk about the story, and that's when the rest of the group, they were well, when we walked in, they were doing something stupid, but I'll tell you that in a minute. So going outside, that's when we talked about what we thought about the story. And I definitely, wholeheartedly do not believe that Lorenzi's soul was in heaven being repaired. It was not Mary who was in that body. It just isn't. You don't go to heaven and then come back like that. You don't. You would be dead. And an empty, a dead body would not be to that level of possession. She was definitely in there, but she might not have the recollection of it, which I find it interesting that she didn't come back talking all about heaven and stuff then. Oh, you won't believe what I saw. That right there is the first red flag.
Now, here is one thing interesting that I want to ask you, and Lisa had brought this up the other day. How do you explain near-death experiences and the white lights and things like that, and people who die and say they were sent back from heaven because it's not their time?
So, from studies that I've seen stuff that say once you're officially pronounced dead, the brain has a certain state of consciousness for, I think it's like 7 minutes. Now, I'm not saying that it's purely based on that, but people don't go and then come back. And one, if they did go, they would not want to come back. But people do not. They don't. There's been so many cases of false documentation of people being dead at a certain time and then being brought back.
To go the 7 minutes of brain activity left, you're gonna hate me, but this goes to Joe Rogan talks about this a lot. Dimethyltryptamine. It's a chemical that is produced in every living thing, and it's produced 3 times in a human's life: when you're born, when you die, and when you're in REM stage sleep. And it is like accessing that higher state of consciousness that you're not supposed to. It's like a taste of what comes after you die. So I don't for 1 second believe that your soul's going to go to heaven for 100 days to get healed. Is it possible that you could be in the dying state and get glimpses of heaven? I do believe that 100%. I believe you can get glimpses of heaven, but at the same time, they're glimpses you're not supposed to get till it's your time.
I don't think that's true because, one, your time is already written. Like, nobody can change that. Like when the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened, I saw a lot of people talking about if he didn't get shot, it would have been a plane crash. It would have been a car accident. When it's his time, it's his time. When it's your time, it's written in the book and nothing is going to change it. Now, knowing that God has a certain plan for you and you're not going to access heaven until you're supposed to be able to. You're not going to access hell until you're supposed to be able to. You might get dreams that could act like glimpses, but you're not going to get a vision of it. And like in the Bible, I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't exactly remember the name. The one who saw heaven, he couldn't speak. He could not speak for however long. I'm trying to remember it, but my brain's running right now. He could not speak when he came back about anything that he saw. Just 'cause, and it wasn't like he got like a spell put on him. He was just too in awe. If you came back from that, that would be all you would talk about 100% of the time.
I disagree. Not necessarily, because you can be in awe and not understand anything. Like people see all the time near-death experiences. They talk about a white light. They talk about, having that sense of bliss when they come back.
Okay, now wait though. Is that actually what happened then, or is it when they came back and they're hitting when they came back and they're hitting the shock of everything? And if it's the same type of chemical that produces when you're in REM sleep, is it something that they're coming back that's kind of like a dream that they remember bits and pieces and they put it all together and like, oh, this must have happened because they said I had died, and they just convince themselves so crazily of it?
But these people who come back have that feeling as if they actually just did it. And
yeah, they have the feeling of it, but do you know how many people have feelings of a lot of stuff that's wrong?
But whether you believe it or not, I'd rather a non-believer experience that coming back. Oh, I just experienced heaven, become a believer. I mean, I do believe people can see that. I mean,
I believe they will have dreams about it, and God allows certain.
Exactly, God has ways of appearing to us.
One of the things that we were talking about is God does use people. God will use dreams, and I believe that wholeheartedly to get to people. I don't believe you're going to see it. You might see what you think is heaven. You might see something that could be similar, but you're not going to see it until you're gone.
No. And people that come back and say, oh, I saw so-and-so. I went to heaven, I saw so-and-so, and I did this loved one, that loved one. I don't know about that, because that's not exactly what I've been led to believe heaven is like. Do I believe that you can have near-death experiences and have flashes of this place you're going, but you're not able to get there? Yes, but it's not what we believe. It's as long as we know where we're going at the end.
Mm-hmm. And some things we're just not meant to know until it's ready to happen. So who knows? Some maybe they do, maybe they don't. Now, basically, when we had went outside to talk after the main story, the point we were making was it wasn't marrying that body. My best guess is, and I say that because when the Bible says when you're dead, you're dead. Mm-hmm. You're not coming back, and you won't want to come back, and it's just. It won't. And now, my best guess is that after Mary had died, there was something that took control of that body when it saw an opportunity, maybe in a weakened mental state, because they said Lorenzi had mental problems as it was. it saw that weakened mental state. If she wasn't necessarily a believer, it would be very easy to gain access to her body, to be gaining access to her mind. I'm betting that it was something that witnessed Mary's life, witnessed all that stuff, or had ways to gain knowledge about it, took possession, and just wanted to live out in a body instead of be doing the
Do
run
you
it did
believe
have.
that God will let angels possess a person to communicate a message like that?
You mean like speaking in tongues?
And that goes hand in hand with what you and I have heard in both of the places we've investigated. We've heard angels and guardian angels and things like that.
I believe they will use ways to communicate. I don't believe they will possess a body. I believe they will get into the head and they can manipulate what your original plans were, or they can make it like the subject is speaking in tongues. It's not a bunch of gibberish like a bunch of people make it out to be. It's you're saying something that you don't necessarily know, but it's exactly what that person needs to figure out.
It's your own language with God that nobody else can understand.
It's not when you see like people get at these churches, these videos of these people at the churches, and the music starts going up and they start running around. No.
They're awful fun to watch, though. But I do believe that, like, I'm not talking possession as in terms of full-blown, your soul's gone, but I do believe if you have a damaged or weak soul, that there are things there that can take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, there definitely is, and especially evil, because that's their main goal is to draw people away from anything godlike. They don't want that's their main goal. While they have the limited time that they do on this earth, they're going to get as many people down there with them. Now, so we decided, we discussed all that. We had a good conversation. And so before we left, they were still letting people in the house. So we decided to do one more investigation. Now, when we had just walked in, we found everyone in the house sitting in the foyer, and they had the owner of the house blindfolded under Estes with the headphones on, and the first thing, it's the guy who was running the group. The first thing he does, so first, because you don't want the person to hear you. Can you hear me? Yes. Well, you're not supposed to, but let's continue anyway. That's just one of the examples of how this guy knew absolutely nothing about what he was doing. So we decided to go upstairs to the one bedroom that we had not necessarily investigated yet, and this story, this goes in line with, like I said earlier, if you have not seen that like 20-minute video that is up on our YouTube, do it now, because this is kind of going to like spoil a little bit of it that kind of is left in mystery in that video. And I'll play the little bit. I'm gonna play the little clips here and the pictures here, so that's why, like, if you don't want it spoiled, go watch the other one first. If we end up showing this on the podcast, I'm about to go out and do Estes method. It's been pretty active in this house. So is the music box. Why didn't that go off when I walked in front of it? Anyway, we'll describe to you what we're doing in the episode. You'll figure it out. Light off or no?
Yeah.
I'm hearing words coming through there. Do you know how to turn this one off? Yeah, you do.
Yes. I like the furniture in this place. I'm just afraid to sit a little bit. Hey, listen, this is all before your time.
Yeah, it is. My kids have never been broken.
What?
I didn't start sweeping yet, so it just did the first station it was on. My kids have never been broken. Was that you?
No. I swear to God.
What was it?
I don't know, but I felt the gust of wind and everything.
My kids have never been broken.
So I don't know if that registered on, but that was neither of us. He was right there, and you can see me. I didn't move, and you'd see me move, and then the cat ball just went off. I wonder if this is the room he was sleeping in.
And it said my kids have never been broken, and the two kids, one was possessed and one was mentally ill.
Yeah.
And they said my kids have never been broken.
So
Yeah, we didn't plan for this.
That was the most, and we're upstairs, so ain't nobody out there tapping on this window. We're upstairs.
Actually, this is the corner where everything kept happening outside.
Uh-huh.
This is the corner where it was. All right, well, does the music box work right now? Stick your hand in front of it. All right, here we go. Say goodnight, Grandma.
Good night.
Let me start sweeping it, and then you're good. Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Cat ball just went off again. We're getting red. We're getting hard red. All right, so you got me and Sam in here again. You're pretty active with the ball.
Yes.
Yes. Who's with us? Can you give us a name?
It's me. Someone.
I need a name.
With us.
Is this somebody who lived in this house?
That I look.
Is this someone who lived in this house? Is there something here from the graveyard?
I don't know. It was quiet. Listen. Somebody.
Don't worry about it.
Always.
Don't worry about the other people you
Watching
hear.
and always.
Who's watching us? I want you to ignore all the other voices you hear in this house. I want you to ignore all the other people in this house and focus on myself. Focus on Sam. Who are you? You were really active a minute ago. What happened? Do you have a name?
Hers. Chelsea.
Who's Chelsea? Is Chelsea
Downstairs.
If you're downstairs, we need you to come up here. You were just in here with us. Did you live in this house? Did you follow us from the cemetery? If anything's in here with us at all, make the cat ball go off again.
Still behind oven. Here's something. Worth something. For the record, this is the weirdest static I'm ever getting. It's not normal static, it's like squeaking the entire time.
Are you trying to tell Sam something? What? Why do I hear a cat? Was that you that meowed? Oh, there you are.
It said something, I couldn't understand it though. With us.
Alright, yeah, I hear you. I see you with us right now.
Harm?
You cannot harm us. Are you here to do us harm?
Yes, and it said it really weird. It said yes, really bad. What'd you ask?
Are you here to do us harm?
And it shouted yes. Like it screamed yes.
I heard a cat.
I heard a cat too.
Where's the cat?
That's what I said. You couldn't hear the cat, but there was a cat.
Wait, no, we heard a cat.
No, we hear it clear as day.
So on the video it got it?
No, yeah, you ought to hear it on there. You ought to hear it on here, and then I guarantee we got it on camera too. Him and I were sitting here before he went under, and we're on up the stairs, and the window, something knocked on the window.
Oh.
They heard the cat too.
You heard a cat?
I did, but then they did too.
What did you ask before it said yes?
Are you here to do us harm?
And it said yes.
Yes.
It was also the only female voice that entire time.
It was a female, and then this was going off. And then this was going off, Sam.
So are we still doing this?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, my thing doesn't have video on there, does it?
Again. That's the third time that's gone off.
Nothing is allowed to attach or touch us. Where did I put the other cap off? I got 1, 2, 3 is back there, I think. Okay. Yeah, it's the weird, it's not like static, it's like it's squeaking, like it's weird. I've never heard it before. Okay.
Alright, we're sending them back under.
It said something already, but I don't know what. Okay. Stop it.
You said you were here to harm us. Who is here to harm us?
Of the young.
You can't harm
Somebody.
anyone unless they have faith.
40.
Are you trying to harm Destiny? Are you trying to harm Tristan?
Second.
Why Tristan?
Faith. Important. Listening. Or do they something?
You still,
I'm trying. It was another female.
you can't harm or latch on to Tristan.
Destiny.
What about Destiny?
Forsaken.
Ooh.
I gotta get them out.
They're not going anywhere and you can't harm any of them.
Oh, okay, we're doing a cat watch. Oh no, we all watched it, bro.
In the room.
Is that cat in the house?
I think it's John let him in.
Okay, because I was hearing a cat and they were hearing cats in the other room too.
Interrupting someone.
Oh,
Weird.
it's going off again.
Meeting. It's cold by me.
Well, guys, we got about a half hour left. I was just coming up here to check on y'all.
We're still alive.
Leave.
That's good. Yeah, I'll leave.
Can you hear me? Sam, you're a... Okay, yeah,
Leave.
you can't hear me. Okay, it's just us again.
Get out of the way.
There's nobody in here except me and Sam.
40. I said shh.
Why are you so demanding?
Sam,
What about Sam?
you're not 7.
What about Sam is drawing you to him right now?
Else.
You can't touch or latch on to Sam.
It says we use American. I'm just a something. President, no. I don't know. I was cut up. Couple.
What do you want with Sam?
Sit next to me.
I am next to Sam.
My understanding.
I am next to Sam.
The friend.
Are you talking about Teddy?
The feelings.
Feelings of what?
Remember?
Remember what?
Wanting something.
So I don't know if you guys caught that again, but the window just just went up
He
again.
outside.
Who's messing with us? Can you give us a name?
To the something. Take care. Stephanie.
Who is Stephanie?
Nothing.
Who is Stephanie?
Ology? I don't know. Michael.
What about Michael? What do you want with Michael?
Mike.
What do you want with Mike?
Real. Yes. Siege or something?
Why did you bang on the window twice?
He was. Before.
Who are you talking about?
Old. Time. Why? Compla something.
Who are you trying to talk to right now?
Stephanie.
Who is Stephanie?
Downstairs.
Is Stephanie downstairs? Is Stephanie who we were talking to outside?
Action.
Who are you, Stephanie? Why did you give us the name of Stephanie?
Will not.
Will not what? Stephanie, is this who we're talking to right now? Is this you? Are you
What
in,
if?
Are you in this house, Stephanie?
I don't know.
Who are you, Stephanie?
You're something.
We've only got a little bit more time. Who are you, Stephanie?
Stop
Stop what?
asking.
Do you not want us to talk to you?
Stay.
We can't stay tonight. Stephanie, are you the one that knocked on the window?
I was.
Why did you knock on the window, Stephanie?
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to tell us before we leave?
No.
Just remember, nothing can latch on, nothing can follow us.
the window knocked again.
You serious?
Uh-huh.
That just spiked.
Do you know a Stephanie?
No.
Neither do I.
Full house.
Yeah.
That
Somehow I don't think it was her.
that spiked and that went off at the same time. Well, it only went to orange, but it went off at the same time.
It's been going off. And since it's dark, you'll be able to see it.
So we went upstairs. We went to go under. I was gonna go under. It was just Teddy there, and we're setting up. And right before I get a chance to go under, and I mean like right before I get a chance to go under, this clip plays. My kids have never been broken. Was that you?
No. I swear to God.
So that bit had happened, and
That was even before he went under.
and we're on the second story.
Mind you, after that, I still decided to turn the lights off and told him to lay back and go under.
And so when we get about like, and keep in mind again, second story of the house, so it's not like somebody could go outside and knock on the window. Now, about 14 minutes into me being under, yet again, it happens right here. Wanting something. And so there it happened.
And so with him and I, like, I refuse to pull him out. The only time I will pull him out is if, like, okay, there's law coming or something like that, you know. Other than that, I'll let him stay in. Like, so even after the second knock, I just kept going. And then we got bothered by the guy again, like, hey, you know, we'll have to call in about 15 minutes or blah, 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 and that kind of ruined everything. But we got a lot of activity and going on in that room, too. And I'm not too sure, but the room that the lady died in.
I'm not sure because it wasn't necessarily stated, but now on top of that, it was if you see that video, it was very, very active in that room. A lot of answers. The music box, the cat balls. The cat balls were going insane.
The music box never went off in there, but the EMF did. The EMF did. The word, yeah.
Before I did go under, the music box was answering me privately because he went downstairs to grab the headphones because he left them downstairs, and it was answering me, and it was freaking me out because I was alone in there. So then when we go to leave, we go to get in my car, and we see the room we were staying in, which is in this photo. It is the top. It's on the screen right now. The top right window with the air conditioner in it. You see in both these photos. It's on the second story, and you can't really get to it. And so we're convinced. And like I said, this is the part where if you want to witness the whole video first, go check that out now and then come back to this. But we go to drive away thinking there's absolutely nothing to it. And then I go to take, I say to Teddy, I go, wait, stop, hang on a minute. I have to get this picture. And he goes, what is it? And I go, do you see this through my phone? And we take the picture.
You see that? The left side. And here I thought we had some genuine paranormal activity.
And he goes, he says, you hear him say in the video, right when the first one happens, he goes, I felt a gust of wind with that one.
I did.
Yeah, because the wind blew the shutter closed.
Yeah. But I still kept my cool. I had thought that it was paranormal. Turned out just to be a rickety old shutter.
That did freak us both out, but it was a shutter. So that was pretty. It was kind of disappointing in the moment, but it was funny looking back on it, seeing how we both jump. And I showed Mike, and he goes, "You can even see Teddy's hair blow back."
What's left of it?
It was. So yeah, that was interesting. So that night, like I said, we only got about. It turned out to be more like 5 hours. We were there till way after midnight. We were there till like 1 a.m. actually. And then we were talking to the owner, and we're going back with Lisa, Mikey, and Oliver and us, which, like I said, you know them from the previous episodes, and we are going to do a special podcast directly inside of there in the parlor and see what we can get on there, because it said it reacts really well to audio. So let's see when we have all this audio stuff set up. And there's like the 25-minute video that is up on YouTube. Check that out if you're interested.
What was that?
Yeah, what was that? I don't know if the mic caught that, but something just like growled.
That's what I heard, and it wasn't my tummy.
Like right behind us, something just growled. Like hang on, technical difficulties. Like out here.
Yeah.
So there was nothing there, but we just heard a growl right behind us. Anyway, we're going to be taking everyone back. And now, here's something I did notice. In that video with us sitting in that room doing the Estes method where the window got knocked on, right before that, when we're setting it up.
Shutter.
Yes. Right before that, you can obviously hear people talking downstairs because more people were there, but you could hear a music box, and mine wasn't going off.
And you could hear a cat.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one yet, but
No, but the other people in the next room over there came over, and they were hearing a cat too.
now hang on, because I'm not sure if we might have to delay this for you guys, but I'm not sure if our actual video caught it or if this is even loud enough, but you can hear a music box going off that's not ours. And nobody there had a music box because nobody knew what they were doing. It caught me off guard going back and listening to it, because the music box, as you can see, is sitting on the table, and it was not going off for us, like in any manner at that moment. But you could hear chimes coming directly from downstairs. I'm not sure what that was, but we're gonna have to go back and find out. And we are gonna be staying a full night in there. One of our plans is we're all gonna split up and do Estes separately. We're gonna pair off. That's one of the interesting things. Cat balls went off in there more than I had ever seen. Mm-hmm. And the outside, the music box, it's gonna be an interesting night. So that's gonna be coming up within probably a month here, coming up soon. It's gonna be exciting.
Very. The house in of itself is like taking a step back into time. I mean, the decorations, the furniture, it's Louis XVI style. Everything in that house was original, and I could tell this because every step I took creaked and everything. I was scared to sit in anything, a piece of furniture in that house.
In the kitchen/dining room, the floorboards, walking on the kitchen floorboards, you could see the basement. Like I didn't trust it. It looked like in Hocus Pocus when the witches are just resurrected, getting ready to come out of the ground. When it's shaking and the floor's green. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, so we're gonna be returning to that probably within a month. Our next episode is gonna be focused on our location tonight, which is going to be the Dunn Bridge, and we're going to be talking about if we get anything there, which I did not tell them yet, but I will give a brief description of what it is for you. And for you guys. So our next episode is going to be focusing on what we find here tonight. So it's called Dunn Bridge. It's also known as Ferris Wheel Bridge. And it is about 25-30 minutes from us. It's a bridge that is made out of an old Ferris wheel. And that alone isn't creepy, but the story behind it is where it starts. So it starts out with a young couple who both promised they would meet at the fair at a Ferris wheel. The woman got there early, and so she sat there and waited for him, and the man was on his way there but got in a car accident and died. Now keep in mind, she was already like previously apparently suicidal, about ready to end it all, and he was like all she had left. So he got into an accident and died, and the woman kept waiting, but he never showed up, and she didn't know that he had died. Now, it took so long that she thought that he just didn't care about her anymore. And this was times before cell phones and stuff where you could easily get a reach of these people. So she got on the Ferris wheel, and when her car stopped at the top, she jumped off and killed herself because she thought he didn't care. Now, they say when you go there, and I've found in multiple accounts of people going there, what you should expect is to see in the distance the woman, and you can hear her crying. Even if you don't see her, you're supposed to hear her crying if you go in the quiet, dark night. She doesn't always come out, it's said, but when she does, you can feel her presence way before you see or hear anything. So that'll be a pretty interesting spot.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. And like I said, we'll probably have out within a month or so our full night at the Roff House, the Watseka Wonder House, which it was interesting there in 4 hours. So imagine what we can get in a full night where none of us will be sleeping.
Interrupted.
Yeah, without being interrupted by all these other people, which it was obvious something there kept saying, get the other people out. Like we want, and I believe at one point it even told us to come back with the core 5.
Yeah. So we had 5 of us in the room when we were under Estes, and
Wrong 5 or something.
wrong 5, and then little guy or little boy, and we know who it's talking about there. And then Lisa asked for by name. So yeah. The main 5 of us are.
Now that makes me wonder. It gave us a name from the cemetery, being Abigail. That makes me wonder: did Abigail follow us there, or something watching us or was something watching us at the cemetery that also followed us there, but it never came from the cemetery? Did it just follow us there, too? You know what I mean?
That is the question.
So we'll find that out when we go for our full night in the Roff House. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be very exciting. Anything you want to add?
Nope. I think we nailed it on the head.
All right. So thanks for listening to the Eerie Encounters podcast. Stop making that face. Thanks for listening to the Eerie Encounters podcast. This was episode 3 of the Roff House. Yeah, you're either listening to this on Spotify or watching on YouTube. So thank you, and
thanks for watching, all you cool cats and kittens.
I don't blame you now if you want to block us forever. Okay.
I'm the fun one.
All right. Stay tuned for our Ferris wheel bridge one next Friday. Thank you very much.